When we think about love, we often assume it is universal, that it feels the same, looks the same, and is expressed the same way by everyone. But if you spend even a little time observing men and women, you begin to notice something deeper, something subtle yet powerful. The way men and women show love and the way they want to receive love is often different. And these differences, though natural, can create some of the greatest misunderstandings in relationships. The question we ask is simple: do men and women have different love languages? And the answer, though not absolute, is fascinating. Because while both men and women are equally capable of love, equally deserving of affection, and equally longing for connection, the way they express that love can sometimes feel like two different dialects of the same language. Picture this. A man who loves his partner deeply may not always express it through words. He may not write poems or whisper constant compliments or put feelings into long conversations. Instead, he may show love by fixing things around the house, by making sure the car has gas, by protecting her when they walk together at night, or by working long hours to provide stability. To him, these actions are his way of saying, "I love you." But to her, it may feel like silence, because what she longs to hear is not the tightening of a bolt or the paying of a bill. She longs to hear the words, "I adore you, I need you, I see you." And on the other side, a woman may express love in ways that he does not immediately recognize. She may leave little notes, ask about his day, remember the details of his life, or cook his favorite meal. She may try to draw out conversation, to connect through words and emotions. To her, this is love, deep and obvious. But to him, love might feel more visible through physical touch, or respect, or shared moments of intimacy. And when those needs are not met, he may feel something is missing, even while she is pouring herself out in every way she knows how. This is where the miscommunication begins. Because both are giving, both are trying, both are loving, but each is speaking in a way the other does not fully hear. Psychologists and relationship experts often talk about the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. These categories help us understand how people give and receive love. But what becomes clear when we look closely is that men and women often lean toward different expressions, shaped by culture, by upbringing, by personality, and by centuries of social roles. Men, for example, are often taught that action speaks louder than words. They grow up believing that proving love means doing, fixing, providing, protecting. And so, their love language frequently takes the form of service and responsibility. A man might quietly change the oil in his partner's car, believing he has shown his care. He may work late nights so the family has comfort, believing his sacrifice is proof of love. He may hold back tears or emotions, thinking that strength itself is love. Yet, his partner may not see these gestures as affection. She may interpret his long hours as absence, his silence as distance, his stoic face as lack of feeling. Women, on the other hand, are often encouraged to express emotion openly. They are told that love is communication, tenderness, nurturing. They grow up believing that proving love means connecting, listening, sharing. And so, their love language often leans toward words of affirmation, quality time, and emotional support. A woman may want to sit together to talk about feelings, to hear, and to be heard. She may want reassurance through verbal expressions, not because she doubts his love, but because hearing it keeps her heart safe. She may want the embrace, the small touches, the unspoken signals of closeness. And when these are missing, she may feel unloved, even though he believes he is showing devotion every single day. Neither is wrong, neither is lesser. They are simply different. And these differences, if not understood, can create endless frustration. One partner says, "I do everything for you and you never appreciate it." The other replies, "You never tell me you love me, you never make me feel special." Both are right and both are wrong, because the issue is not love, the issue is translation. Think of it like 2 radios tuned to different frequencies. Both are broadcasting signals, both are sending out music, but unless they are tuned to the same station, they will hear only static. Love languages work the same way. You may be broadcasting love at full volume in your language, but if your partner is tuned to a different channel, they will only hear noise, not music. Science also helps us understand this difference. Studies on brain chemistry show that men often release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, through physical touch and shared activity, while women often release it through emotional connection and verbal communication. This means that, biologically, men may feel closest when holding hands, hugging, or sharing intimacy, while women may feel closest when talking, sharing stories, and hearing kind words. These are not rigid rules, but they show why love languages often seem to divide along gender lines. But what makes this truly interesting is not the difference itself. It is how couples can bridge the difference, because love, at its heart, is not about demanding others to speak our language. It is about learning theirs. It is about listening, observing, and being willing to step outside of our comfort zone to meet them where they are. Imagine the transformation if a man who rarely speaks words of love decides to try. If he takes the time to say, "I love you," not once a year, not once a month, but every day. Imagine the shift if a woman who rarely shows love through physical gestures decides to reach out more often, to hold his hand, to hug him when he least expects it. These small acts of translation can change everything. They can turn static into music, silence into connection. But many couples never reach this point. Instead, they hold tightly to their own language, waiting for the other to adapt. A man says, "Why should I have to keep saying I love you when I already prove it every day?" A woman says, "Why should I have to show affection physically when I already give him all my attention and care?" And in this standoff, love begins to wither. Not because it is gone, but because it is misunderstood. The truth is, men and women do often have different love languages, but this is not a wall between them. It is a bridge waiting to be built. Because difference is not the enemy of love. Indifference is. If two people are willing to learn, to practice, to translate, then love grows richer, stronger, deeper than if they had been the same from the start. We often forget that love is not about finding someone who makes everything easy. Love is about finding someone worth the effort, and learning their language is part of that effort. It requires patience, humility, and vulnerability. It requires saying, "I don't always understand you, but I want to. I don't always know what makes you feel loved, but I'm willing to learn." These words are as important as any gesture, because they signal not just affection, but commitment.